What's up, guys? D-Rock 1992
And M. Decker 19.
coming at you. This video is a Robin Williams tribute. As you, most of you probably already know, unfortunately, Robin Williams passed away a couple of days ago, August 11th, at the age of 63. He will definitely be beloved by many. We'll get into, as we go into the video, we'll get into a lot of his achievements in movies and stuff like that, and stand-up, things like that. So, first of all, before we get into that, M. Decker 19 has a poem that he would like to read about Robin Williams. Take it away.
I wrote this because the way I like to express myself is through writing, and I write poetry whenever I'm sad, so I wrote this little remembrance poem. Words cannot express my sorrow. Your soul flies high above the sky, soaring like a genie in a bottle, gone too soon like a child. I only wish when you felt down, a man named Patch would come around. Words cannot express my sorrow. You may be gone, but your legacy will live on.
Robin Williams in 1980. His first real big film was Popeye. Technically, Wikipedia has something where in 1977 he was in a film called Can I Do It Till I Need Glasses? It was a short comedy film that was about 73 minutes long. I don't really consider that the first film. I think Popeye really is the first, but it's definitely a pretty memorable film in the fact that he's portraying a great cartoon character. Now, M. Decker and I have never watched this movie, but we'd like to get into that. We'd like to watch it someday.
Yeah, definitely.
There are a lot of classics from Robin Williams. This guy is immensely talented in what he does. And Decker will mention a couple of films right now.
Some films that I've written down that I absolutely loved are Good Morning Vietnam,
Absolute classic.
Hook,
Good
Toys,
Mm-hmm.
Aladdin, Miss Doubtfire, Jumanji, Jack, Patch Adams, and 1 Hour Photo.
What's interesting about 1 Hour Photo is that, as well as one that we didn't mention, Dead Poets Society and
Insomnia
and movies like that, is that Robin Williams was mostly known for his comedic prowess. He was he's a very funny man, period. Watch his stand-up. I mean, you will laugh your socks off.
He could even make a monkey named Coco smile.
Exactly. But he is also primarily known for drama. Dead Poets Society was one movie. One movie we didn't even mention that he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, Good Will Hunting.
Sadly enough, I've never watched any of those movies.
Nah, we have a lot of catching up to do in terms of Robin Williams movies. But some of his most recent movies that he did, I have a couple of them on DVD that I'll show you. Man of the Year is one of them.
Another movie I've never watched.
Good movie. There's a memorable line from this movie that's like, it parodies Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I wanted to, but I didn't. And then there's another movie that another most recent movie. He did this around the same time as Man of the Year, RV. Pretty classic movie right there. Pretty classic comedy. Maybe not as well known as Mrs. Doubtfire or anything like that, but a good film nonetheless. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Absolutely. Aladdin in 1992 was one of his big achievements because it really popularized voice acting in general. I mean, voice acting was definitely there before Aladdin, but Robin Williams as the genie, there's just all the movements in that movie that he did, all the manic, all the manic stuff he did. It's just you couldn't imagine the genie as portraying an actor portraying the genie. Another actor. Robin Williams is just the best.
I would like to just point out that I never even knew he played as the genie.
And that's one of his, definitely one of his most prominent roles. He, just a big time role right there. Absolutely. Now one of the last movies that I reviewed, or one of the most recent ones, was Jack. And Jack was one of M. Decker's favorite movies.
It was indeed. I even referenced it into my poem as well. Don't know if you caught it.
And Jack, actually, I think Jack was memorable. It's the latest Robin Williams movie I've watched, but Jack is definitely one of those films that it's Robin Williams and everybody else. And I think that's true for a lot of movies that he's been in. It's Robin Williams, and then there's everybody else. Good Morning Vietnam. Forrest Whitaker was in this movie as well. But, I mean, it's Robin Williams, and then everybody else, essentially.
Yeah, no one ever remembers who else was in a Robin Williams movie. They only care about Robin Williams.
He's that dynamic. He's that dedicated to his work. And it's no secret, the man suffered from depression. He suffered from alcohol and drug issues. He was addicted to cocaine in the 80s. John Belushi actually died in the early 80s of a drug overdose. And that really woke up Robin Williams to the fact that, hey, and he was going to be a father as well. So, it's like, I got to stop this. I have a family to raise. I have myself to think about, So he got rid of the drug and alcohol addiction. And for the next 2 decades or so, he was sober. He was living the good life, absolutely. 2006 was a time where he went back into rehab after touching a bottle of whiskey, I believe, or a glass of whiskey, I believe. And for addicts, definitely, that are really addicted, one glass, you can't even have one drop, essentially. And unfortunately, he did that and got into rehab, got out, got better. And then a month ago, he got back into rehab again after drinking again. So he went back into rehab, and at the time of his death, he was suffering from a really big depression that really consumed him, impacted him in a big way. And August 11th, 2014, he hanged himself by asphyxia. Hung himself with his belt, I believe.
Yes, it was his belt.
And unfortunately, he passed away. And it's a huge loss in the acting community. We lost a great talent.
Yeah, we definitely lost a good talent.
Absolutely.
A lot of people suffer with depression. I suffer with depression.
I as well.
And there is help out there. You don't need to go to that length.
Absolutely. Just know that you have people that support you, and I mean, there's gonna, I mean, your parents, your friends, your other family, um, they'll definitely be there to support you during the good and the bad. Um, and Unfortunately, Robin Williams was too. He just was in the deep depths of depression to the point where he committed suicide. So it's an unfortunate loss. The man lived till he was 63, so that is decent, but still pretty young to unfortunately pass from.
For a person that suffers with depression, making it to 63 is quite an achievement.
Absolutely. Um, and a lot of stand-up comedians like him have suffered from depression, and they have suffered from drug and alcohol addiction. In fact, I was watching the on ABC the 2020 The Life and Death of Robin Williams with my parents yesterday, and I saw that Jim Carrey actually suffered from depression at one point. And he was a I'm obviously big stand-up comedian, big movie star, and unfortunately he did too. So it didn't just happen to him. It happened to everybody. A lot of other stand-ups and all that. It's just a really bad loss. We'll take a moment of silence to remember Robin. Thank you. So that is our video. We remember the good times of Robin Williams and the bad times of Robin Williams. But remember the good times. Remember that he was an absolute talent, a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. The guy was amazing at what he did. Every single role he was in essentially really made the movie that he was in extremely good. And with a lot of actors, he had some duds. He starred in some duds of movies, but it wasn't his fault. He was very good in what he did, and the world lost a great genius. Anything else to add, M. Decker?
No, I think that's well said.
All right, that's our video. D-Rock 1992.
M. Decker 19.
Out.